that he was a follower of your mother. So she's produced some pretty amazing people out of that organization. So we also have Kim Michaels. Kim Michaels, are you there?
Hi.
Okay. All right. So, Kim, we're so excited to have all of us together here to do this show. And we're going to start out first, though, with Jose, who's going to give us the glyph for today and a quick little reading. Jose, are you there?
I'm ready.
All right, Jose, hit it.
Today is the day of the sacred authority. In today's prayers, we pray for our leaders who will get together in France this month from November 30th to December 6th with practical solutions to save the planet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And for the reading of today, we have Joyce. Is that correct? Joyce?
Yes, Joyce. She's a 12-year-old. Her family is so excited about you doing their readings.
So we're going to concentrate on the transitional war, which started on June 12th of 2015 to June 12th of 2016. And for this period, it is important for her to understand that staying up late until 3 or 4 in the morning, it is perfectly okay. It is the natural gifted ability of the owl as we know him.
Oh.
We also know that she becomes a master adapter. She will adapt to anything that goes on at school or any of her surroundings. We also see that this period is of high instability for her this whole year, 355 days.
Yeah.
And we also see that she belongs to this new tribe who is here in this world to deliver intergalactic harmony.
Oh, the
she
butterfly.
belongs to the tribe of harmony, yes.
Oh, harmony.
And
okay.
because of that, she has been given the full wisdom of the past, the present, and the future, becoming the crocodile.
Okay.
And this is something to be taken very seriously by relatives and teachers. She knows everything. So when she is put into a spot where she's bored because she knows everything, the span of attention will go shorter, and it is very important for the rest of us to acknowledge this beautiful intergalactic time travelers who have come to Earth to help Mother Earth and all of us into a better world.
Wow.
We
Okay.
also
Go ahead.
I like to tap back into all her abilities. She has the ability of the deer to sacrifice, balance it with the temperament, which is the storm. She also can seek advice in a sacred fire. So as a parent of these beautiful children, we give them the knowledge of the fire. We buy them a candle and we have them meditate to the flame of the candle.
Okay.
It is there where she finds comfort and all the answers that she can ever get. And then finally, I'd like to say, to the day of the authority of today, our Grand Elder, Grand Master, Wonder Wolf Don Cirillo will be leading the indigenous people, delivering these wisdoms in France for this summit.
Okay.
That he brings the knowledge of the Maya with him. And also, I like to point that these leaders, born on the sacred authority like today, they have the balance between sacrifice and temperament. That's what makes them the best leaders while they're the best connections.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Jose, for that. And Joyce, I know she's delighted to hear that. And her mother, Zohas, I want to give a shout out to the whole family. And now we have Tatiana Prophet, who is going to open up her segment with an amazing song that, could you give us the title of it that she wrote and a little bit of background on it? I was able to hear it and I loved it.
Yes. The song is called Womb, W-O-M-B, and it's about Mother Earth, and it's one of the first songs I ever wrote.
Okay.
It takes a passage from the Bhagavad Gita as part of the chorus.
Okay.
So, never the spirit was born, the spirit shall cease to be never. You'll hear that in the song.
Wonderful. And how appropriate to be delivering this song to the world on the Day of Sacred Authority.
Yes.
All right. Well, I can't wait.
Thank you.
So we have Tatiana Prophet singing The Womb. Or it's just Womb.
Right.
Okay.
Gotta get this around.
Okay.
Vast as the sea, small as me. Your hair, the Milky Way, stars that play. You're always there. I do not care, and even then, you're always there. Rain, tears, millions of years wash over me. Womb, set me free. You're always there. I do not care, and even then, you're always there. Never the spirit was born, ceased to be. Never, never the mother was born, ceased to be. Never ceased to be. Never. Blood runs through you. Brook bubbling through. Skin in the sand, both dry and fertile land. You're always there. I do not care, and even then, you're always there. Fire in your eyes, strength in disguise, flash through to me. Womb, set me free. You're always there. I do not care, and even then, you're always there. Never the spirit was born, ceased to be. Never, never the mother was born, ceased to be. Never ceased to be. Never, never,
All right. Wow. You know, I was thinking when I was hearing that, Tatiana, that the fact that your mother has proven that we never cease to be, the fact that she came back from beyond the grave to literally confirmed to us that life continues, that there is no death. And the fact that you guys read it, and it rang true to me. I didn't know your mother. I wasn't really familiar with the organization. I'd heard of Summit Lighthouse. I'd actually read the book about Jesus' lost years, but didn't remember that it was her who wrote it. But when I read this book, because I do want to ascend in this lifetime, it's so valuable for people who are on that path of ascension, and learning the value of having a teacher, a guru, was invaluable to me.
Yeah.
So that song seems to speak to the fact that the mother, earth, the mother figure is always there, and she is here.
Yes, indeed. I wrote that when I was pursuing mysticism.
Wow.
In my early 20s. I was studying Kabbalah.
Very profound. I study Kabbalah too, yeah.
And Tibetan Buddhism, and so I did incorporate some of that mysticism regarding the divine self that is always there, and I expanded that to be the mother. I don't know how it all fits in, because obviously it's a very personal path when we start to define these things.
Sure.
But I have to say the book really resonated with me. Don't drink your own Kool-Aid.
And what about that title, Moira? How did, because both of you were kind of tickled by the title.
I love the title. Don't drink your own Kool-Aid. Now, of course, you have to get the very American reference.
Oh, yeah, the Jim Jones whole thing, yeah. And all
what
these
that
people who
really means,
literally drank Kool-Aid and killed themselves.
Literally
For people who are not, the young people who are not familiar with it.
To your own demise. So, first of all, the humor in the title.
Yeah.
A very serious spiritual teaching coming forward.
Nice twist, right?
Just fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And in fact, when I first heard the title in an email, I bought the book immediately.
I bought it because of the
Amazon.
title. I was just like, okay, I got to read this.
And started reading it the same day.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead.
I'm a
Oh my goodness. I'm so fascinated. We're going into commercial break. Okay, we have Tatiana Prophet and Moira Prophet Siskin in studio talking about their mother's book, Don't Drink Your Kool-Aid, delivered through Kim Michaels. We'll be back with more after commercial break, with Kim Michaels delivering today's message from the Ascended Masters. I'm Dr. Parthenia Grant. You're listening to Divine Love Talk on CRN.
Located in the heart of Maui's premier resort, Kaanapali Beach Hotel is officially recognized as Hawaii's most Hawaiian hotel and the #1 best value in Hawaii. With a range of accommodations and affordable dining options, this is the ideal setting to turn Hawaiian dreams into lifelong memories. Live Hawaiian entertainment every evening, free year-round children's programs, weekly arts and crafts fairs, welcome breakfast, and departure kukui lei ceremonies add to the value. Swim in the whale-shaped pool, indulge in the fabulous spa and hotel salon. Enjoy Hawaiian hospitality at its best at the Kaanapali Beach Hotel. Call 800-262-8450 or go to kvhmaui.com. That's kvhmaui.com. Aloha. Kaanapali Beach Hotel, Maui's Hawaiian Hotel.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618. 7618.
Come to Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante in Fullerton, California for our sizzling party savings. Book your wedding event or reception, your birthday bash, or a special event of any kind and celebrate at Angelo's and Vinci's. Come to Angelo's and Vinci's and celebrate in one of our many festive banquet rooms. It's an incredible fun event you'll never forget. Food, music, and lots of fun. Call for the details, and don't forget our daily lunch and dinners, plus our Sunday champagne brunch. Just $14.95. Minestrone soup, sausage and peppers, pastas, chicken dishes, salads, scones, and muffins. Plus so much more, a chocolate fondue fountain, Zeppelis, cannolis, fresh fruit, champagne, and Junior will be waiting to make the omelet of your choice from our omelet bar. Angelo's and Vinci's has been voted on the Orange County Hot List as one of the top 5 Italian restaurants for the past 6 years. And don't forget our award-winning pizzas. Thin or thick, they're yummy. It's all at Angelo's and Vinci's Restaurante at 550 North Harbor Boulevard in Fullerton, California. Call 714-879-4022, 714-879-4022.
All right, we're back with Divine Love Talk and Kim Michaels delivering his weekly message from the Ascended Masters. Kim Michaels.
So I am indeed the Ascended Master, Guru Ma. And I am extremely happy to be here and to be able to speak this in the presence of my 2 beautiful daughters,
oh my God.
Moira and Tatiana. I did not know when I was still in the denseness of a body just how beautiful you are. You can only fully see this from the ascended realm. Of course, I did not see how beautiful you are because I did not see how beautiful I am. For again, none of us can see the beauty of our divine beings while we are still in such a dense body. I want you to know that an ascended master does not give a dictation on command. There is nothing on earth that can force us. But we do, of course, respond to human beings, or we would not be ascended masters associated with earth. And love can magnetize us. There is no force in love, but there is beauty. And so I come not to say any specific words to you or to those of my students who have accepted my book. I come only to share the love that we had for each other before we came into embodiment together. The love that was so often overshadowed by the temporary concerns we had while we were in those very often hectic and difficult situations. Often, as you and I both know, the hecticness, the stress was created by me. Very often, too often, one might say, but as an ascended master, those words fade away. What, my beloved, is love? So many words have been associated with it. But there is really only one thing that matters. Love is beyond anything in the material world. It is that which connects us to what is beyond. And ultimately, it is what connects us to the fact that we are beyond the material world. And so, when we are in the flow of love, in the presence of love, we gain a different perspective on everything on earth. It is not that I expect you, all of you, my students, my children, to look at what happened while we were in physical embodiment together and suddenly say that it didn't matter. I know very well from my own experience that while you are still in the body, that things that happen in the material world do matter. But I hope you can all see and sense through the book and through my presence that when you reconnect to love, and when you know that you are beyond this world, then it is not that the things that happened do not matter anymore, but it is so that love matters more. And suddenly you begin to look at what has happened to you as if it happened to you, but it did not change you, control you, own you. And when you realize that what happened to you does not own you, you can begin to own it. You can begin to accept that what happened to you was a result partly of choices you made and partly by choices other people made. And when you own that, you can give it away. And then you are set free to once again flow with love and know that love matters more.
Wow. Thank you, Guru Ma. Thank you, Kim. And thank you, Moira and Tatiana, for coming in studio. I've never been so moved and touched by a dictation. We'll be back after commercial break. You're listening to Divine Love Talk. I am your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant. Kim Michaels is my co-host, and we will be back with more of Don't Drink Your Own Kool-Aid. Oh, my God.
Got a lot on your to-do list? Now, during Kubota's Power to Do Great Things sales event, get a great deal on an L3301 or 3901 tractor with a live continuous running rear PTO. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years, and great customer instant rebates when you buy a new L3301 or 3901 and 2 implements. Now through December 31st, 2015. Call toll-free 1-888-465-8268 for details about cost and terms. For more information or to find a participating dealer, visit Kubota.com.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from room to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit innatlagunabeach.com.
Hi, folks. This is Larry Minetti, and many of you out there suffer from skin problems. Well, I've been telling you for months how to solve that problem. It's called Herpantocin. It's the most unique and effective formula on the market. It cleans your skin from the inside out. It gets rid of all kinds of acne on your back, your neck, your face, so you can feel and you can look like a movie star. Herpantocin is a natural supplement. It was created by Dr. Wayne Diamond and his staff, and trust me, this really works. I've been on these supplements for over a year now and never had a problem. There is no reason in the world to wake up and be afraid to look in the mirror. You trust Larry. Just try it. Call 888-467-4200. 888-467-4200.
You order a glass of your favorite Cabernet, fresh asparagus, hollandaise on the side, a filet, medium rare. You unfurl your napkin with a flair, close your eyes, and prepare to listen. Ah, there it is. The sweet music you long to hear. The sizzle. The sizzle of a Ruth's Chris steak.
The most magnificent corn-fed prime beef, broiled to perfection at 1,800 degrees. Some call it a sizzle. We call it an anthem.
As the waiter approaches, you think, is this one mine or that one?
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. Like Ruth always said, life's too short to eat anywhere else.
Make a reservation online at ruthschris.com or by calling 800-544-0808. Attention CRN listeners in Arizona. Now all of your mortgage needs can be handled by Advance Capital Mortgage. Looking for a reverse mortgage, refinance, new purchase, or just to streamline your FHA and HARP? Our rates are great with dozens of lending solutions. Call Advance Capital Mortgage, 855-437-8421. That's 855-437-8421. 855-437-8421. MBO 91903, MLS 716936.
Okay, we're back, continuing our discussion about Kim Michael's book, the new edition with the introduction written by Elizabeth Clare Prophet's daughters, Moira Prophet Siskin and Tatiana Prophet, who delivered that amazing song about the mother that literally, I feel, invoked your mother's presence, because there's something about music that is just so universal, and it just touches something deep in the core. You know, I think it just kind of opens up the heart. And I've never been that moved or that, shocked, by anything, but to have your mother actually come through. What's your?
I'm completely moved. I'm also really grateful that she addressed, some of the things that maybe happen between us, because I think between all mothers and daughters and mothers and sons, there are things that happen that are unresolved, and she knows, apparently,
clearly,
that she was a dichotomy. She was an amazing person. I loved being around her. We all did. There was a lot of chaos, I think, that comes through everyone intergenerationally in this human race that we have, and I think one of the messages of the book is that if she can go into oneness, if she can do that and pay off her karma in this lifetime with everything that, that we witnessed and the dichotomy of it, then
it's possible for all of us, right? Do you know, I got absolutely the same thing out of the book. It kind of like demystified the whole thing, and it humanized it. And I was kind of able to look at all of my weaknesses and struggles and mistakes. And I think maybe what was so touching about your mother showing up in the dictation is that I'm a mother, and my mother is dead, and it felt like she was talking to me from beyond the grave. And that, I just think that the fact that people want to deny that, this life is all there is and that nothing exists after this, I think that that's why this show is important to me, having dealt with so many losses and so much death. This sort of verifies it. And meeting you guys, I was just like, okay, when you told me that you had read the book, what did you think? What was your reaction to it? Moira, what was your reaction to the dictation?
Well, I first just want to say that I'm so touched that our mom decided to come through and speak about the power of the force of love.
Yes.
Because that's exactly really the one thing that I had in my mind coming here today to share, is that my personal journey with my own mother has been fueled by the force of love. My own love for her has allowed me to get to know her in a different way, beyond the physical. So she passed away in 2009. I was there with her, but that was only the beginning of the journey.
Right.
And that's what's so beautiful, firstly, to realize in this book, is that for any of us who have experienced the passing of a loved one, people talk about sensing if they're near, if they're far, where they are. That's real. And that comes from a love. When somebody passes, you know what they're doing.
The connection is always there, right?
The connection doesn't leave. So I've been tracking my mother through her illness, which she had Alzheimer's for 12 years, to her transition through love,
right,
through communicating in that way in an unspoken language, and that's allowed me to get to know her beyond the veil. And I wanted to share that everybody can do that with any divinity or angel or guide. It really is from love. And the way that Mom starts out the book is by saying we do not ascend or take our oneness by action or inaction, but we ascend by transcending our consciousness, by our awareness. So it's not what we do and don't do. And that is so fundamentally earth-shattering from what was kind of taught in our community. Because she came out of the old world.
Sure.
And so she came to shatter the old
paradigms,
paradigms, but she did it kind of with the force of that paradigm.
Of course,
So this is the dichotomy that we had to live through. So now here we are to receive the continuation of this teaching that really frees us. So,
and you know, thank you so much for saying that, Moira, because when I found Kim Michaels' work, I had read, you know, this entire 1,000-page book that was a combination of the Summit Lighthouse Bridge to Freedom, you know, dictations, and they kind of ended in the 80s, and I was lost. I was like, well, wait a minute, somebody has to be continuing this work, and I was on this mission, you know, to find the continuation, and so this book was a validation of the importance of progressive revelation, you know, that we not stay stuck on one path or one belief system and believe that, you know, like with the passing of a leader, most people will just kind of stay stuck and they won't move on and accept that there's somebody else that's always going to come after that person.
It seems like it happens every time.
Yeah.
And I did some research on that, actually. I went and drove around the country in my early 20s.
You might want to pull the mic a little bit closer. Yeah.
Thank you. I researched the Bridge to Freedom, and I researched the I Am activity, and I spoke with former members, and I realized how every movement somehow, for some reason, many of the people in the movement think that it ends there.
Yes,
Many of the Bridge to Freedom members that I spoke with still did not believe that my father and mother had continued on as messengers. And of course, if you talk to people who, you know,
followed
them or followed my parents, they do not believe that there's a new messenger. All I would say to them is, read the book.
Exactly.
Read the book.
Keep an open mind, because the world has never been changed by people with a closed mind. You know, it's people with an open mind.
And, you know, obviously we have to remember that we can't prove the things beyond that we can't see.
Yeah.
You know, and this is the thing.
But that's the old scientific paradigm, that if you can't see it, hear it, taste it, or feel it, it's not true. And I think that we literally have transcended that, but people are still holding on to it.
Definitely.
Because there is a sixth sense, and there's way more than just the sixth sense.
And just because our scientific instruments cannot measure it doesn't mean it's not there. And so
I think the truth is in the heart.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
Science will catch up to the spirit.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
And I think that the bridge right now is quantum physics, you know, that's giving us that marriage between religion and science and metaphysics, because it's the field of infinite possibilities. And so if there are infinite possibilities in this universe, how can you say that anything isn't possible? You know, it's all possible. So I want to pull Kim in on the discussion, and thank you, Kim, so much for this amazing body of work that you're continuing to bring forth. And Guru Ma's book helped me understand the importance of a teacher, because certainly you have been a very important teacher in my life, whom I really needed. You came at a time when I really needed that. And so I thank you for being willing to teach and serve.
Well, thank you for allowing me to be. Because there isn't much point in being a teacher or a messenger if you don't help other people. That's the whole. That's the whole purpose of it, you know. I wanted to say about the dictation here that I was a part of Elizabeth Clare Prophet's community, and I actually lived near the headquarters in Montana for 10 years, and I participated in a lot of conferences and services, and most of the time when she was on stage, I didn't know her privately, most of the time when she was on stage, she was clearly playing a role, and she was, wearing a certain facade that was her persona on stage. Mm-hmm. But every once in a while, especially at a normal service late at night, she would just, for no apparent reason, start talking. And her voice, it was normally very strong when she gave a lecture, but when she gave these talks, it would become soft, just like this dictation today.
Mm-hmm. Very soft.
And I sat there, and I was more impressed and more mesmerized by these moments than anything else I experienced in those 10 years. And it wasn't that I wasn't impressed by all her dictations, but it was when she shared her own being, I felt, her true being. That affected me probably more than anything. And I was really moved by what she said in the dictation, that when we are in the body, we don't realize the beauty of each other and ourselves.
Yeah. No.
And when I took the book, which was now 2 years, year and a half ago, I guess.
Yeah, right.
And it all happened within just about a week or so. I experienced her presence, her being, and the beauty of it. And that really is a privilege of being a messenger, that you experience the presence of the Ascended Masters, which is just so beyond the words that are put into a dictation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Kim, I felt her presence here in the studio. Moira and Tatiana, what about you? I mean, it was overwhelming to me.
Absolutely. Maybe that's why the door opened.
Yeah, literally, the door opened. I mean, I was like, whoa, okay.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm communing with my mom all the time, every day. And I want to say that everybody has that opportunity. And thankfully, Kim has been there to bring this profound teaching that continues on. What is karma?
Yeah.
People use that word now. They didn't 30 years ago. People use it all the time. But what does it really mean? Well, she explains the complexity, or even begins to show us the tip of the iceberg of how interconnected we all are. I mean, there's so much teaching in this book that's so practical to our understanding of being able to move forward from where we are, that it is just so exciting. And that's why I've been so enthusiastic in supporting the book, because I think all of us have to go into our heart and find what resonates with us.
Yes, what's true.
And what is going to help us grow. And you know the truth.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yeah, and it resonates in the heart if we listen to the heart. And I noticed with the introductions, because both of you wrote introductions, that there was a similarity in the reactions, to it. Both of you recognized her voice. And I'd like for you to both share, how is it that you were able to recognize, oh my goodness, this sounds like my mother, it feels like her.
Right, well, first let me just say that I think my mother would definitely want everyone to feel for themselves whether this is true, even whether they knew her or not. But for myself,
and that's what I'm asking you yourself.
I just want to reiterate. Thanks, Parthenia. Dr. Grant. I worked with her from the time I was 14 years old with my sister Erin also. We worked on books.
Yeah.
And we worked on the Lost Teachings of Jesus. I worked with her on Ashram Notes and many other books. And I know her in casual conversation. I know her writing.
Yeah.
I used to get annoyed.
Because everybody has a style of writing.
Right. And sometimes I would get annoyed at her little idiosyncrasies, because she raised us up to be writers, so it's funny. But I detected her syntax and the way that she formed sentences, but it was like the best of her in the book.
Yeah.
And I couldn't deny it. I mean, it was just so clear to me.
Well, Moira, I'd like for you to share your recognition, because you had some aha moments, quite a few.
I had many, many aha moments. I have really been on a very personal journey to integrate into myself what happened to us in our childhood, what my parents' mission was, and how that translates for all of us into meaning. And so for me, this was a continuation of my journey towards understanding and
So it was a gift, right? It felt like it.
Such a gift. From the moment I actually heard the dictations on audio.
I did too, first.
What's the website where you can
get it's transcendencetoolbox.com.
Transcendence Toolbox.
Yes,
Kim's Michael. I heard
Kim Michael's
the
website.
audio, and then I read the book later. So the audio was so powerful for me. And I just want to say I've heard other people's material that they have channeled from Mom, and it's, it's all different, sweet. It depends on the channel, but this is very practical.
Yeah.
And it's very specific.
Yes.
As I mentioned about the laws of karma, about ideas of perfectionism, about the idea of how do we create our own image of God, and then how are we beholden to that image? What is our relationship with the divine?
Yeah.
As we've created it. She talks about the ideas of internal spirits, which is
that we create.
Fascinating to
Very
me,
fascinating.
Yes, which I've translated into calling patterns, but spirits, patterns of how we behave. And she talks about how they come in couples.
Yes.
Because we're in duality, right?
Of course.
I mean, but it's just amazing teaching. And none of it was foreign, though, to me in what I had thought about in my own
You had a foundation, too.
With my mom, though.
Yeah.
Since her passing.
Oh, right.
So
you were picking up on it.
I have my own communion with her.
Got it. Okay.
I have a very deep, heartfelt relationship of wanting understanding and answers.
Yes.
So this was just in the same vein, but the whole shebang, the real deal. I mean, many aha moments, many tears of joy. In that, I'm so grateful that this information is here.
Yeah.
And she's saying it through someone else independently, because I could hear it in my own being, in my own
So it sort of validated you, right?
It's funny because to know that she was a messenger herself and she took dictations that were, by the way, I think they come from very, very, very high levels, and they get filtered through our perception filters,
Absolutely.
So people wonder, well, how come she could be wrong in certain things? Well, the personality in the messenger is still there. But here's the thing, is that it was just, I forgot what I was saying. But it comes from such a high level.
Yeah.
And we have to remember that.
Well, you know what I found really, really profound among all the things that you also said was she talked about how to navigate the sea of samsara.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that was so valuable because anytime you're on this path, you got to go through that dark night of the soul, and it's very stormy and very, very rocky. And she offered some very valuable advice about leaving that boat. Once you get over to the other side.
And this is what I wanted to say though too, is that it's practical. What's coming through now is a building upon what she used to say. It's like what I always wanted to hear.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, oh wow.
But it's valuable.
Yeah.
Well, you're listening to Divine Love Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant. I have the Prophet Sisters in studio, Tatiana Prophet, Moira Prophet Siskin, and you can find them on Facebook just looking up their name. And Kim Michaels, you can find his amazing body of work, over 40 books, at transcendencetoolbox.com. We'll be back after commercial break. Wow, that was really good.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Let me take just a moment or two, if I may, and talk about a great place to eat. That's right, for you folks anywhere in the eastern San Fernando Valley, drop into Bob's Big Boys. That's right, in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. Now, everybody remembers the name Bob's. They're getting bigger and bigger every day. And little old Bob carrying the hamburger in his checkered overalls is the same Bob that you remember from back through the years. And of course, if you want to go in for a great lunch, remember their classic burger, the original double-deck hamburger combination. Delicious 100% pure ground beef in 2 patties with American cheese, lettuce, and our famous Big Boy special sauce. The name is Bob, and I think when you go in, you'll say, by golly, I'm sure glad that I found this restaurant because it's good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They've got all kinds of things, and all you have to do is remember. Bob's Big Boy in Sun Valley at 8274 Sunland Boulevard. It's a great place to eat.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. With one phone call, you'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information. It's a free service, so call now.
Call now, 800-704-6182, 800-704-6182.
CRN listeners, don't forget What's Cooking in Wine with certified wine educator and master sommelier Michael Jordan, coming away every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Time right here on CRN Digital Talk Radio. You'll find out about the latest trends in wine, food, and the good lifestyle. And by the way, Michael Jordan can talk to those of you that are really into wine and those that are maybe just discovering wine. The great educator Michael Jordan, What's Cooking on Wine, Friday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific on CRN.
So, Kim, we're coming back. I'm your host of Divine Love Talk, and I'm bringing Kim Michaels on. Kim, I'm personally so delighted that I encouraged you guys to, write the introduction, and I got to know you guys better. And I also understand why now this was so important. This was an important show for me to do because the mother came through, the Divine Mother, and we're so in need of that as we have now transitioned into the feminine and healing the wounds that we all have with our parents. Mm-hmm. But in particular with the mother, I think is extremely important. So, Kim, I'd like for you to address that.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from because when I first heard about Ascended Masters, what moved me the most was actually a dictation taken by Elizabeth Clare Prophet, where she took a dictation from Mother Mary. Uh-huh. And it's a very personal dictation in the sense that she says that I will come to you, and I will even sit down and have a cup of tea with you, so we can feel her presence.
Yes.
And I think that is so. What was said in the dictation was so profound that when we connect to that love, it's like all the other things just don't have the same power over us.
So true.
And that has been my journey with the Ascended Masters. It's like they have given me that frame of reference that nothing in this world owns me anymore.
And the other thing is, and you kind of expounded upon that, Moira, is once you love somebody or something, be it a dog or a cat, that love never goes away. Once they die, it's always there. And even if you divorce somebody, if you ever love that person, that love is still there. And so I think that's the proof that your mother brought back today, that love is always that cohesive force in the universe.
Yes, and also thank you, Kim, for bringing up the point about not being ruled by anything. That was a big point in the book.
Yeah.
When something has taken over you, then that's a big
indicator,
alarm.
Yeah.
And that, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to try this. Then, try something else.
Yeah, and because we're here to constantly self-transcend and overcome these challenges that I think are in the way of love. Because to me, that's all that matters. That's what this is all about. This journey is this journey back to oneness, which is love. Love is oneness.
That's right. I know this is really odd, but I actually, this theme is actually in the Harry Potter series.
Get out of here.
I'm serious. So it's coming through on all channels.
Okay. So, Moira, you were going to say something.
Oh, I'm not sure, but...
Oh, she just looks delighted and happy. If you can't see her face.
Moira is she's so full. She's really been contemplating love. And
yes. It comes through in your introduction, Moira, this just profound love for your mother and this desire to understand what it was all about and to heal it. And that journey, it seems to have come full circle with this book.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you, ladies, so much for being who you are and for your presence in the world, for that beautiful song, Tatiana.
My pleasure.
And for allowing me to guide you guys to do this introduction and for you actually doing it. Because until you do it, it's just an idea.
Exciting things can happen when we come together.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. And Kim, thank you so much for just continuing to be that clear channel for the divine to speak
to all of you.
to us.
Thank you, Kim.
Yes, and thank you, Guru Ma, for coming through and really touching my heart today.
Thank you, Mom.
We will be back next week continuing this discussion on the book Don't Drink Your Kool-Aid with Richard Bartlett, who was the personal doctor for Elizabeth Clare Prophet. So join us next week as we continue this discussion. Divine Love Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Parthenia Grant.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. Of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. But if cutting-edge technology is more your style, you'll be happy to know that CRN is now available on Wi-Fi radio. Simply log on to Reciva.com, that's RECIVA.com, and look for CRN. You can access all of our great shows and